hello everyone. I'm Dan Lutz, and I'm here on the front lines in the battle against the cabal, the deep state, the Lumadonkeys, and all those that wish to do enslavement upon the entire population of the planet for their own craziness. I'm just besieged with many stories. I was going through Lawful America Telegram group. It's really filling out a lot of good conversation in there. Still also a lot of stories coming in on the wwg1wga.love Telegram group without the dot. And that information is down below in this video, so you can get on there. But we're going to go ahead and start off. I'm a little late to start, but Tank has not joined us yet. Hopefully he'll be here soon enough, but I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the display here, and I'm going to show you something here. Hello. Is that coming through? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong screen? No. Oh, that's this one. That's the one. All right, good. So let me scroll over to here. So now I'm going to start posting things directly to the wwg1wga.love Twitter feed, and start working to build this up a bit. This is one from a little while ago, but it's interesting nonetheless. So who is Hillary Clinton? So let's listen in to Alexa.
While her killing spree is common knowledge.
Who is Hillary Clinton?
Hillary Rodham Clinton is a failed American politician and notorious serial killer. While the exact death toll remains unknown, it is estimated to be close to 100. While her killing spree is common knowledge, our corrupt justice system refuses to prosecute her.
Well, that's Alexa for you. You never know what she's going to say, right? All right, let's go. This is the one I actually wanted to show first, but anyway, this is again about Virginia. What's going on? The scenario in Virginia. There is quite a lot of things happening where the governor, who's come in and had a lot of notoriety because of his statements about murdering babies after they were born by giving it the choice to the mother, or showing up in Klan's outfit or blackface. He won't admit to which one he is in the photo. But he's the governor, and the Democrats swooped into the state and took over the last election cycle. Surprised everyone. The Democrats haven't any say in that state for a long time. First thing they do is say, "Oh, the population wants gun control," and there's been a big controversy brewing. So let's see what the sheriff has to say.
My name is Trip Kester. As you can see, I'm here. I just want to personally...
Could you pull that mic up a little bit?
Is that better? Okay. I just want to personally and publicly go on record supporting this resolution before us this evening. Guys, it's simple, like a lot of them have said. The Constitution needs no explanation. It's been enforced for several hundred years now. It's easy to understand. It says what it means and means what it says. And the last time I read the Declaration of Independence, it specifically reminds all of us that we're endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable rights, which means God-given. Among these, life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. And that governments were instituted among men specifically to secure our God-given rights. And it says when government becomes destructive to these ends, meaning when they go above and beyond trying to secure our liberties and trying to take them, it's the right of the people to alter or abolish that government, either by voting or ultimately, God forbid, to use our Second Amendment rights to protect ourselves from tyranny. And I'm just asking all of y'all to unanimously join our sister counties of Wilkes, Surrey, Stokes, Lincoln, and Cherokee and get on board with this thing and publicly demonstrate to us that you're willing to uphold and honor the same oath I took when I put my hand on God's word and held my other hand up to him and swore that I'd give my life to defend that Constitution. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but regardless of what y'all do or don't do, I'm not going to enforce an unconstitutional law. I'm going to protect.
Powerful words, and that's what we need more of, right? This is part of one of the things we need to really participate in, right? Is supporting, the sheriffs, because they have true power from the people, and can even arrest the governor for doing things that are unconstitutional. Amazing, isn't it? So the showdown looks like it is a trap, right? Everyone is saying that it is being set up for there to be an event, right? And this is to happen on the 20th. Now, when is this Senate trial for the impeachment? Is the 21st. How long will that go on? Don't know. But you can see there's a lot of things coming to a head right now, and every which way we can see that we're winning. We had, and I think it was 95% of all the counties in Virginia have all become sanctuaries. So is it really the will of the people to institute gun control? No. They don't want gun confiscation. They don't want things to be where everyone loses their rights. So who's pushing this? Were the voting machines tampered with? We have to ask. Suddenly, these people sweep into office. Just happens to be right where the seat of government is for the country, right? Maryland, the next neighboring state. I mean, it's pretty much surrounding Maryland, Virginia. So it's very obvious that there's a move to make this happen, where they're going to do gun confiscation. Of course, New York and California were the hotbeds, right? But the other place where they need to have control is in the Capitol. So anyway, their plans are proceeding as they always have, right? So let's take another look here. I'm getting the hang of this where I'm actually doing a split screen here. Seems to be working. Now this is call out crisis actors for Virginia. Now I'm not going to go through everything, but let's listen. Let's listen to this.
Well, while all this is going on, Virginia is for Lovers, film.virginia.org. I'm going to leave the link to this so you can go look at it online for yourself. If you see right here where it says all in jobs underneath there, it's got January 14, 2020 is the casting when they're going to start interviewing people. So this was 2 days ago. Virginia, hostile environment awareness training, HEAT. Location, Amisville, Virginia. I'm not sure where this is. Rate $250 a day, $200 plus $50 for travel. Additional travel lodging not provided. Description: HEAT courses, HEAT hostile environment awareness training, are designed to prepare NGO staff for operating in challenging international environments through in-person simulations. Actors take on varying roles: terrorist, IED, victim, hostage, rescue team. The rescue team people aren't even real. Throughout each workshop, the work can be intense, both physically and mentally, but also very rewarding. Okay? Okay? And every single...
I just want to point out, it said international incident. Well, they're in Virginia. How is it international? Interesting.
time there's been a massive event, there's been a call out for crisis actors. So, but we're called conspiracy theorists. But here's the facts right here. Y'all leave me your comments below and let me know what you think. And look at the top: locations, crews, incentives. You can check out all that when I leave the link. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.
Well, thank you. And her channel is Hard News TV2, 1,750 subscribers. I'd subscribe and bell. Help her out. Go ahead and participate. join in there. So it's good find. So this wasn't. We also had the UN advertising for workers too, right? Very, very odd. All right, let's move on. These are stories again that are in the Telegram groups, wwg1wga.love Telegram group. Link down below. You can find these in there, and also Lawful America. You'll need to add the link for that one, but I think you'll be able to find it. History of a pharma cartel. Now, I'm not going to go through this and read it. I just wanted to point it out. If you want some background information on it, it's provided. Let's see what else. Oh, that was that one. And the Alexa. All right. So what else? Well, I want to show you another document that came in. This came in through Lawful America. So this was basically information that you would need to memorize for transportation stop. That means if a police officer stopped you, you don't know what to do, you don't know how to act, this gives you the scripting on what you can go through so that you can understand what you must say. Now I'm just going to scroll down here. So this gives you warnings on what not to say. Basically saying don't. Just provide every information. And they say, where are you going to? Where are you coming from? You don't start engaging them in conversation. So basically this is what you have to say are things like this. For the record, may I get your name and badge number, please? I also want to point out that these are all questions, right? There are some statements that are going to be made, but mostly you ask questions. Otherwise, you make statements, not engaging in conversation. You're making statements and asking them questions. This is not a conversation, right? It's not a give and take. This is like you just receiving information and letting them know where you stand. So just as to give you an idea, we'll go through this. All right, Officer blank. Is there a recording being made of this encounter? Officer, are you relatively certain that your recording equipment is functioning properly for the purpose of making this recording? Officer, is your body, microphone, and camera, if any, turned on and functioning properly to the best of your knowledge? Officer, again, you have to put the name in there. It's important that you put the name. That's why you ask in the very first portion. Officer, what is the emergency and how can I help you? Officer, what facts or information are you alleging gave you probable cause to stop me and accost me? So you're putting them on notice by also saying these things, right? Hey, why are you stopping me? Officer, do you have a properly signed and issued warrant authorizing you to search me and my property? Officer, do you have a properly signed and issued warrant of arrest that accurately describes or names me as a person to be arrested? Now, number 7, I actually highlighted this in blue to say, and I added this. This is not a statement. This is a statement, not a question. So, for the record, I'm not operating in a for-hire capacity by engaging in any form of transportation or other commercial use of the highways. Officer blank, please acknowledge that you have been so informed. So this goes on. I just wanted to say that it's there. Again, you can get this from, I believe this was on the Lawful America. I'll go ahead and add that link to this website when we're to the description of this video when we're done, so that you can click on it and join up through Telegram. Anyway, I just wanted to give that as for us to understand what is going on. So let me switch this back over to Zoom. Looks like Tank has joined us. Hello, Tank. Tank at the Speak Project.
Hey, can you hear me?
I hear you now.
Okay. Sorry about that. I was on another show for this other vaccine group, anti-vax group. That is, so I jumped off to get on here with you.
Oh, well, thank you.
I was just listening to you, and I'm thinking, wow, that's on the Lawful America. I need to follow up on that. I could have used that the other night.
Yeah, it's actually last couple of days. It's grown a lot of good conversation. People jumping in there from looks like their first time in there. So, I started doing a couple posts in there. I don't normally post in a lot of groups. I sometimes monitor groups, but I don't post. But so much good stuff was flowing in there. I think it's good to try and bolster that, pull that information here, let people know what's going on the site, so that they can go directly and find the information. So,
and I appreciate that. I hate to go on Facebook, so I appreciate people doing it. I feel like whenever I go on Facebook, I feel like I'm opening my my bedroom to the cabal. It's just such a weird thing.
Yeah, well, don't have any phones in your bedroom or TVs with cameras or computers, and you're okay. But I'm sure everyone says, really? I'm gonna do it anyway.
Right. Yeah. Nobody believes it. Yeah. I've gotten used to just everything we do is on display, right? That's how I feel. It's they feel like they're watching us all the time, so.
And they are.
And they are, right? And that's just true.
It's like the amount of evidence. It's just like just like me mentioning that we're I get like this certain YouTube feed coming in, right? And then it changes, or that hey, I get exactly no subscribers every day. One comes in and one exits. One comes in and one exits. I mean, every day, one in and one out. Something wrong with that, And
right.
there wasn't. Then it became varied. Now it's varied, right? So but come on, the people leaving channels has to be such a smaller number, even from. Before this, shadow banning and censorship was turned up to the state that it is right now, and they're not done in any way. We see more and more of it as we've been reporting coming through. But before, go back 2 years ago, and the people that have growing YouTube channels and things like that, they noticed what the rates were. I mean, the number of people leaving a channel were very small, very small. I mean, it's almost you don't even count them. You didn't even want to look because it wasn't really there. Was like nobody left. I mean, if you join a channel, you join. But
yeah, I mean, who even thinks about it? Like, who goes into unsubscribe?
Yeah, you say what might I miss? Right? Yeah,
right.
One day they might put up something
else.
Yeah, so to really have unsubscriptions be part of this at such a rate at which you actually start losing members, which is what a lot of the people were, all the people that were noticing started talking about, and then they lost less, right? And to the point where now they just lose a little, or they just slowly grow. It's like, whatever it is, 10 to 1, 20 to 1. I figured at one point our views at one point I saw some numbers where it said it was about 15 to 1 censorship, and this is way back when we first started. I noticed that they were that when they turned back the number of people that were joining, right? It just like.
Well, I watch certain people. There must be like a number, like when you hit to like 15,000, right, where you just start to explode because they start doing something, right? Because they acknowledge you. Because I watched that one guy, the heavy-set Jewish guy with the big long beard, right? Who's obnoxious as hell. I mean, he's in the quality of production isn't even that good. The intel's not even that good, right? But he went from like 16,000 to like 80,000. It seemed like overnight, Because I checked their channel, he had like 16,000. All of a sudden, he was like 80,000. Like, holy cow, that's amazing. So it makes me wonder if they're just kind of governing us.
Well, they are. Yeah, governing is a correct term. It's like what you put on a car, right? A governor to restrict the speed. Right?
Yeah.
Same thing. Throttling is another technology term that they use. Mostly, it was applied to bandwidth. So they got used to like, hey, you're using too much bandwidth, right? You have unlimited bandwidth unless you pass this point, then we just scale down how much you have so that you can just barely get an email through.
Yeah, that's funny. That's how it is with Google right now, right? They want you to upgrade to this new service, which basically you're signing your soul over the devil, I'm sure. It's like so now, like I've never had an issue with my Gmail ever. Now all of a sudden everything's full. I can't send emails, I can't receive emails. I'm like, oh, well, sorry, you're out of room. It's like, so I deleted like 40,000 emails, which duly noted, I shouldn't have 40,000 emails, but I did. I'm like, how could I not have rooms filled? It's like I deleted 40,000 emails.
Right. Well, because it never counts, right? It's like you've passed your threshold, right? Well, I had my last problem that I was having with the launch of the new coin, gold grain coins. .com, but it's a test site. Please do not go there and register right now. I mean, it's in test mode, so anything you did there would be wiped out. So don't do anything. But we had the only problem that we had came down to email. Because Google from behind the scenes has been taking up all of the back end. I noticed also with the Kringle Society, and we had 85 million people register email addresses. But that resulted in the people being able to verify. I mean, they had to click on the verified for them to actually be accepted, and that was the way it was set up, right? To be a member. No verifications it was 1 out of 85 got through. So,
really?
So yeah,
wow.
1 out of 85. So because only 1 million registered that way, right? Maybe 1.2 million, something like that. Then we turned that off, right? No longer was it set up in a way to where it was just by email address. It was just by going and registering. You didn't need to get a receipt and an email. So basically, just moved away from the email system. But doing this email right now for the Gold Grain Coin and for the affiliate program, you set up an account so that you can track your commissions. You need to have a verified email and be able to reset your password. It took 5 days. I had to redo it. Go down certain roads, and then there was a blockade there. Okay, and then you have to do it again. Do it another way. So anyway, and all because we started as what the programmers and development team wanted to work with was a Google Cloud server.
Yeah.
So we went down that road, and it was like, it reminds me way back in my tech past when we first started in the world of computers. Anything to do with Microsoft, I said, don't rely on it. Don't base your business on whatever Microsoft's going to do or you think they're going to do or what project they announce, because they're notorious for basically announcing a product and then just abandoning it, right? And you made all the development. So even the first tablets, right? For example, I actually consulted with a company to evaluate their tablet. Nice device, at the time it was about this thick, but and
compact.
Yeah. And it was meant for the medical industry. Great idea, right? All based upon a development of Microsoft for this operating system for this tablet, right? And I said, you have a wonderful product. You have a very big problem. You're relying on Microsoft. I said, oh, well, we're in the development cycle and we're on this and all this. I said, yeah, I got it. You have a big problem. Because it's almost like guaranteed that they're going to drop it. Almost guaranteed that they're going to drop it. And they did. And they dropped it. And that company went out of business. So, yeah. A little interesting side note that while I was being flown around on a Lear jet at that time, right? It was I had just missed Mel Gibson on this jet by one stop, right? where he was going to be, he was raising money for the distribution of the Passion of Christ.
Really?
Yeah, he was, because he did all his own distribution, right? Because he could.
Yeah.
So he was raising money for that. So anyway, that was kind of I just remembered that. I haven't thought about that in a long time.
It's funny now. I wonder about Mel Gibson, if he's a good guy or a bad guy, because he said outright that like Hollywood is built on the blood of babies, right? Like he came out and said this, and it makes me wonder now if they just demonized him. Now it's like I don't know what to believe anymore. If they demonized him, I kind of feel like, well, maybe it's the opposite. Everything's the opposite, right? So I don't know.
Well, yeah, I think he's a good guy. That he basically found out what was going on, and he kind of got religion. you know, the way to look at it, right? But he has a new movie about that's coming out, which is about the resurrection.
Another one? Oh, Resurrection. Really? Wow.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. Yeah. The Passion of the Christ was really aggressive. I mean, that was kind of groundbreaking when it came out. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
It's all about the resurrection, to be honest. I think that's great because people always miss this cue, right? In religion, it's like, well, if all you focus on is the death of the Messiah, then there's no eternal life. Because eternal life after the resurrection, right?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That'd be cool. I'm interested to see his take on it. It's got to be better than the ridiculous Noah movie that came out here a little while ago, which was the most...
I love the rock monsters.
The Rock Monsters? What's that from? Is that
From the Noah film, yeah. You don't remember?
Yeah.
The Watchers. They showed them as rock monsters.
Is it the same one?
Yeah.
See, I don't know. It was so bad for me that I think I just mentally broke. I just
Remember
stopped.
the rock monsters were, they were cast down, and they couldn't, they were not in the sky anymore. So they were cast down. They were made into rock monsters, but they were the ones that were helping him build the ship, right? These giant rock beings, right? But it's like.
I definitely didn't see that version, but now I have to go find it. That sounds awesome. I would love that.
Well, I mean, it was great. I mean, the special effects and everything were wonderful. I mean, I think I can probably find it for us though while we're talking here. The rock monsters, Noah and the rock monsters.
I'm gonna look at. I'm gonna find out now. So what else is going on, man? What's breaking in the news? I've been consumed with vaccines and this whole fight all day. Really great response from people all over the place. So just got off a show, on like Facebook live show, and like they have like 17,000 people, and like they're a force to be reckoned with, and they're going to help us fill all the seats for Lawful America.
Wow. How many seats is that?
I mean, you got to think 30. I mean, we've got to have one for every county, one for every state. So there's 3,300 counties in the country, and then you have to have teams, in all those areas. But it'll be a very formidable, strong force that will be out there, as we start filling this up. And Michelle Walker was teaching people how to, look, it's not about just creating awareness; it's also about taking action,
Right.
So, it's funny because I actually know of, there's this woman out there who speaks, and she's spoken in front of Congress, but she hasn't done anything, right? She just creates awareness. So the awareness stuff isn't enough. It has to be coupled with real action. So, try to teach people that process. Rock monsters?
Yeah.
Throw it up there. I'm dying to see it now.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to share my screen first. You can take a look. And now let me show it to the YouTube audience here. There we go.
I'm asking my son right now if he saw this.
See? That's a
gosh. Yes, this is the one I saw, but I did not remember the rock monsters.
Hey, look.
That is terrifying. Wow.
Well, these are the Watchers. These are the Watchers. The angels, the fallen angels.
Whoa. And they just started wiping out all the people trying to get on the ark, huh?
Yeah. Well, they helped them. Of course, they helped them build the ark as well.
Oh my god, I remember that now.
That's crazy. I don't remember that. I've got to go watch this movie again.
Yeah, just for the rock monsters. I mean, that's I think the highlight. Of course, it's so far from being accurate, right? Of course, they have Kane on board. Yeah. They put a cameo appearance in, I guess. He's like, it's kind of
wow. That I've got to go watch this movie again. That is definitely more than I remember.
Now I remember this part.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of remember them going in, but I don't remember.
And then like those girls with like the stuff that they ended up all the people.
And see how they of course they break into pieces and the light goes up to the sky. So obviously, if they die on Earth, they go back to heaven. I don't know, So
it's a win-win for the rock monsters. That's great. Very interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, there we go.
So that is definitely the best thing I've seen. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's who made the movie for me. I mean, it was. I mean, as a sci-fi film, I love sci-fi, so it's a great sci-fi film. But I mean, it was obviously meant to, persuade people that the Bible stories are fiction, right? And they need to twist the ideas and things like that. Now, of course, a lot of this is retold stories, and who knows how much of it is accurate. I take all of it with a giant grain of salt. Say what's really the truth behind it, because a lot of these same stories go back to the Emerald Tablets, the Sumerian Samaria, probably even earlier. So
I'm always fascinated by this stuff, but I never know it's real. I never know it's real. Like did you see this? That Ilhan Omar, like they're really pushing this forward now? Did you guys talk about that?
Pushing what?
Like with Ilhan Omar, they're saying that she's actually being investigated now for crimes.
Yes, it is true. I've not talked about it, but yeah, they're going after her. The FBI is doing an investigation.
On the FBI. There was a time when you would have said that, I would have thought, wow, thank God the FBI is on it. Now I'm like, geez, I'd rather have a bunch of moms, anti-vax moms going on it. Yeah, we should actually have that would be the most lethal investigative force on the planet is anti-vax moms. They would kill it. They would find out everything.
Yeah. Well, I think it would be what do you have to do? Deputize them? You get the sheriff involved and say, hey, you're a sheriff, right? So you can deputize them.
I guess. I gotta figure that out, but I'm not sure if I'm really a sheriff yet. I'm trying.
Well, you get
I'm
out,
going to be
you
part
get
of
out
the
your
sheriff trained militia, though.
you get out your staff, right, and you go like this, and you touch them, and shoulder them, and
by the power vested in me, by me. We'll figure that out.
Yeah. So, well, any updates from Kim?
Well, yes, I do have one update that is probably pretty significant, actually. Probably should have led to this. Is that, as of last night, they told Kim that as of 10 a.m. this morning, that they were going to work with her to finally bring funds in, right? And what Kim said, I think this is an exact quote, she goes, but they changed their mind like a 12-year-old girl. So we'll see. So that's basically the way you see. Now, I asked her at about 6 o'clock tonight, I'm like, so did they change their mind? And she didn't respond yet. So that means either my prayer is that she's working on transfers right now to Buster, which could very well be. However, I mean, let's face it, their credibility's shot. It's like either they work with her or like she's going to take over the system without them. And to be honest, I don't know. Like, I don't know if we should work with them at this point. It's like they've lost all credibility. are you ever going to be able to trust them? Like whoever that is, the banks or whatever. Like,
Yeah. Well, there's this. I think what's happening with in Virginia is a pivotal point, right? I think that there is the road map that we need to take for there to be the, let's say, the least amount of violence in this transition in power means that it takes longer to get there. The more people to wake up. So, but when you have like a point, what's going to happen on the 20th in Virginia, it can go towards them creating some sort of flashpoint. So how do we make it through there without it turning into where there's a large how do I say, confiscation underway and it works, and a lot of people are not hurt in the process. So,
well, they brought in some pretty scary machinery, which I know is actually United Nations equipment that has been modified, because the United Nations has all of this, riot gear type stuff, right? And so it's basically like a bulldozer with a shield like this, right? And a big old shield, and like it's basically designed to push through and fire, So it's like it's designed for them to be there to fire on people as they're pushing them back. So they're putting those things out, I think, to scare them. I think you'd be hard pressed to bring in a foreign force or a force that doesn't know the area and against a bunch of Virginians with all types of weaponry and really do any damage. But I think that ultimately these are law-abiding people who are just trying to protect their own rights. Right. And you know what? That governor, I think you're more likely to see a lot of logic and revelation fall over a very terrified, militarized police force there who's like, what the hell are we doing? Why are we, this? They're right. This is against the, we're disobeying the law. We're the criminals right now, right? And hopefully kind of what happened in France, like you started to see in Paris, they were like, no, we stand with the people, right? That's what should be happening with all law enforcement everywhere. They should be standing with the people.
Yeah. I started the video today with a sheriff announcing and basically reciting the Bill of Rights and basically saying he's not going to enforce. And so I played that. He's not going to enforce any laws that are unconstitutional. And also there is someone that was reporting on this, I guess it's called We Love Lovers for Virginia or something like that. They were having a screen actors call, or looking for actors, and they say that they're that they want them for all these purposes of hostages and terrorists and all these other job titles. Rescuers, another job title, right? So that they need to have them come in and play, and it's $250 a day, and they started advertising this 2 days ago.
There is actual disaster things like that happen. They did one here at Shea Stadium. I know it wasn't like a scam or a false flag. Like they do that, but that's obviously not the case here. It's like they're advertising for disaster actors, and there's a real potential disaster about to take place. It's like, bail out. I mean, at this point, they've been busted so many times. Doesn't it just get to be like, are we really still pretending like we believe you? I mean,
right. Well, I think that's kind of part of the. It's like we're so on it right now. Do they really? Are they going to really try and push this forward? I'm also, just thinking out loud here. No, nothing from anyone has said this, but I do recall that the Marines were called up.
That's right. I would also say something I can't say here, but I can't say it, but I know about another force that is not far off from there, that if they had the balls to really start something there, it would not end well for the cabal. So, that's all I can say.
But the Marines being called up, I think they're still called up. They didn't he didn't rescind that. They're still in action. Where are they? they were called and put into place. Now I know that there was word about them being in D.C., right? Being stationed like 2 miles away from where the UN troops were. And if
Right.
anyone took photos of them, the FBI would approach them and say, "Oh, you can't take photos."
Of the United Nations or the Marines?
Of
Of
either one, I believe. I think it was about the UN. It was about the UN, but it could be either.
That's some bullshit, though. Why couldn't they take pictures?
Okay.
Like, shouldn't they be allowed?
Sure. Why? I think so. Already saw some photos. So some people did.
Why is the UN in Washington, D.C., though? That's really...
Why was the UN in Mexico filled with Chinese soldiers?
I think it's the UN known country, the unknown country. That's what they are. And they're still trying to invoke a broken system. But all that's falling apart. We're taking it all down. We're taking it all down from the people up.
Yeah.
Everybody's coming together. We cannot be in this situation too much longer. Kim's got it locked down. I'm fully confident that they're all like waking up going, I mean, really, think about this. The kingdom of Manna, which we have openly mocked, okay, because they were put in power in existence because of one woman. They write this whole announcement saying, we are going to shut down everything. This is what is happening. We're just letting you know. They were so confident about it. I mean, it was, and by the way, it was taken very seriously, right? Your guys mentioned it. Didn't one of your colleagues who was dealing with banks mention
Yeah.
it? sorry. But I had others who are, mentioned it. They were taking it seriously. The governments were taking it seriously.
Well, even I just recall when we first started talking and mocking them back, 300 days ago or so. we were going over some of their documentations in their handbook and things like that, and I recall, them they have an enemies list, right? If you're on their enemies list, and what they list the Rothschilds, right? All of the black dragon, the red dragon, blue dragon, all the different colored dragons were on the list of, hey, you're enemies of the state or the kingdom. And then I noticed it also said any prior, the very last thing, always the one you want to hide, and it says, but I don't know where this came from, but any trustee of the trust prior to 2013. When was Kim made the trustee?
2012.
So they made her, from their founding documents, an enemy of the state.
Yep.
So, and then I know that they had thrown this out when we started dealing with some of the tribes and things like that. Some of their rebuttal emails to the tribal leaders, right, that they were sending to them. You don't want to be made an enemy of the state.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. We
covered that one. Yeah.
No, I just my referencing might be a little, might be more
No.
details you remember.
That sounds right though, Dan. That sounds familiar. I just forgot it.
I'm kind of condensing it a little bit, right? So, but they did threaten them, right? Their tone of their emails towards them was more, cabal-like, right?
Yeah. It's not about love and light. It's about do this or you die, right?
Yeah.
And everybody's kind of used to that. We're all used to being threatened to get things done. We're all used to, you better obey the laws, right? It's fear versus a common will, right? It's like you're either the yellow lantern or the green lantern. It's like everybody's motivated by fear all the time, So time to get away from that, man. Let's just pursue joy and fun and, amazing.
It's a new game now. Monopoly, it's so old school. Let's play a new game here. There's.
I've got a rash of sirens everywhere, all around me right now.
Oh, it's from that city behind you.
Like
hear
they're
'em.
closing in on my house right now, potentially.
They're
That's
coming to
scary,
take
actually.
you away, ha ha, ho ho, to the funny farm where life is.
Oh, well, I might be a little jumpy after I got harassed by the cops. I'm so used to sirens, but now I'm like, oh, those sirens were a little ominous. So,
I'll go back to that document, then you know exactly what to say when they pick you up.
I know. I actually, when I heard you read it, I'm like, oh, I gotta print that up. He's like, gotta tell Michelle, give me that right away.
They say, memorize it. They said, memorize this, or you got to memorize this. And I made a couple of points, and mostly they're asking questions from the very first thing out of your mouth. You're asking questions. You're not responding to what they're telling you. You're asking them questions. You're in control.
Yeah. Why are you pulling me over? What exactly are you doing right now? I gotta look it up. I'm gonna master those questions to make sure I do that right away.
No, they were really, really good. I just made a couple of couple of tweaks on. I think made a couple of notes along the way on the document. I'll send it to you. But I use Open Office, so I don't know if it will. I guess I can save it as a Word document, unless you use Open Office.
I am more likely to use Open Office than a Word doc. Don't send me a Word doc. I can't even open a Word doc. It crashes my computer every time.
Okay, Open Office then. I'll send it to you as Open Office.
So, man, that's all I got, dude. I'm gonna stop in and say hi. Get moving.
No, it's okay. You got a lot going on. Any other announcements along the way?
No, nothing. Nothing from Kim. There's lots of stuff going on, but with the vaccines, we're putting things out. We're getting a great response from everybody. Starting to fill seats everywhere and growing like crazy. But the next steps are really important. So we're building to those, and we're not letting those out of the bag until we do them. So
Okay.
I'm excited.
All right. Well, that's good. Well, I guess we're good. We can make it a shorter. What has been on for just 52 minutes, so it's okay.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Keep it under an hour. All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right,
All right,
everybody.
man. See you later, David.
And be sure to subscribe, share, positive comments, thumbs up. Go to wwg1wga.love and register there. Contributions can be made for $1.11 a month, $8.88 a month, $9.99 a year, and there's some others which are much bigger contributions if you'd like to assist us. Every little bit helps. It really does. And it's been amazing. Everyone that's been so helping me to keep going on the things they're working on this project for the KringleGold.com. And the gold grain coin is basically ready. We're just doing testing. I think we're going to do the official launch of the first sales on the 20th. So it's 2020. So January 20th of 2020. Sounds like a good day, right? And each grain is equal in value always to 1 grain of gold. So it's a stable coin, so we will acquire gold for each one. We will then put it into crypto and always have that available for payout because there's already existing bridge to the existing financial system to go that route. Even to the point where we can even get a debit card and go down that route. So anyway, we're on our way with this, so it'll be fascinating. So a couple of days from now, if you'd like to join in, I'll be posting a link here. I'll probably be doing some videos also, and probably different times about this to actually explain what it's all about. Okay, with that, then, we'll catch you tomorrow. Peace out from the Philippines. Bye-bye.